Rock got no reason. Rock got no rhyme.
Yes. Mr. Sneebly's here on time. We're going to talk about School of Rock. Welcome back to AsArt with Nick and Taylor. Today we're going to do something fun. We're going to talk about School of Rock.
I love School of Rock.
It's such a good classic. The Rotten Tomato scores are 91%?
91%. Yep.
Gosh, that's crazy for a comedy. And it's stand the test of time. I think there's a TV show that was made off of it. There's a play.
Yeah. Musical?
And musical. And it's we're just going to dive into the good stuff. Yes, Broadway musical. That's right. So let's go into the pros. There's hardly any cons, but nostalgia, here we come.
Yeah. Very nostalgic. How old were you when this came out?
I think I was a freshman in high school, which was perfect for me because junior high, I really got into playing music, and I was in a band in junior high. So this was just like so cool. And my dad was teaching me about all the classic rock bands too. So it was like perfect timing where it was just like, I knew all the names and everything. So I felt so cool.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I didn't know any names. Like, it's so funny how this taught me classic rock. So,
School of Rock.
What was it?
It did its job.
Ooh, baby. Ooh,
yeah, Stevie Nicks.
I knew the School of Rock, refrain before I ever knew anything about.
Dang, all the songs.
So I'm sure that is true for a generation.
AC/DC, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be a short version, really condensed. We're going to do a podcast. We're really going to go into a lot of different topics, but since this is the video version, I thought it'd be fun to talk about some visuals. Mm-hmm. So in this, the director,
Richard Linklater.
Yes. He's also known for Dazed and Confused, Son Boy or
Boyhood.
Boyhood.
Boy.
I'm trying to remember. But there's two shots in this movie which I love.
Okay.
And they're like,
oh, I have one too.
Okay. Okay. So, you want to go first? No, I'll do one, then you do one, and then I'll finish with one.
Okay. I wonder if
it might be the same shot.
No, I want it to be different.
Okay. Well, you go ahead and say yours.
Okay, I'll say mine. So when he's introducing his song, which I think I had to rewatch the song last night. When he sings his song, is this going to be the same one?
In the end of time. There was a man.
I'm like laughing just thinking about it. I just think it's so funny how like angry he is, and he's like putting his anger on his band on all these like kids. But anyways, so that starts with a close up sort of him, and then you just notice that it's one. I never noticed that before. I'm like, this is one long pan, and he is just doing this in one take, and the kids aren't laughing. Yeah. And I'm dying. Like, how did they do that?
It's so good. I'm curious how much of it was like scripted or if he just like went for it too, like with the song.
Man, yeah, you have to think he just,
because it's Jack Black. Like I can see him just like but the rent is mine.
Yeah.
Or whatever. The legend of the rent was way hardcore.
The rent was way past due. And his voice is really good.
Oh yeah, Jack.
He has a really good voice.
Yes, he is fantastic. And that was one of the shots I was going to bring up. I was just going to say, you can tell how he was such a presence.
Yeah.
Where he was able to carry that whole sequence with a slow pan. He's just like dancing in front of the kids and everything. It's like, oh, okay, now the chimes. Yeah. Okay, Freddie, the chimes, and smoke. We're gonna talk about this later, guys. And he's just like going for it. I'm like, that was my favorite scene of the whole movie, and I love that scene. And then the other scene I was gonna talk about. This is so funny. Was when they come back from music class. Mm-hmm. I just love the whole where he's talking to them and he brings Freddie up and they're like playing this like.
Oh, he's like bringing all their.
Yeah. And it was so fun too. Cause like at first the angles were different. And then I noticed they started to replicate the angles. It was because like a friendship was being like, and it was really like from a visual perspective. I was just like, oh, that's so cool. And then also Zach's the name of the kid, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The guitarist.
Yeah, at first it's really rough, but by the third one, he's super clean. And it's like now they're in sync.
Yeah.
And then I also found it interesting in that sequence. I don't know if it was his acting choice or if this was like directed, but he talks differently to certain kids. Like Freddie, he's like, or the kid in the back, the drummer, he's like, hey, shut up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But then like the piano player, he'll be like, oh, hey, dude, I get it. He's like comfort. Like he has like a certain personality with each kid. Yeah. Which really helps their own personalities shine. Like with Zach, he's like, come on, you got to stand up. You know, it's like he's like an older brother. Like you got to stand up to like the bully, and it's just so cool. And
that's
that whole sequence.
And he's not even a teacher.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing too. It also shows how he becomes a teacher too.
Right. Yeah.
In that whole sequence, and I was just like, oh, it's so freaking good.
So good.
Other than that, all the shots were terrible. No, I was kidding. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm just joking. No, those two like stood out to me, and I always loved the ending with the rock show.
Oh my god, yeah.
Baby, we're making straight A's or whatever.
And they have the smoke going, and you're just like, yes, you're in the audience.
The parents come in.
Yeah, they changed their mind. It's fine. Kidnapping, whatever.
The casting of the principal.
Oh my god.
She is so perfect. Like with every moment, the way where she's like, you know, like her facial expressions and the way when she's listening to him talk and she's like questioning, like, is this guy really actually here?
Yeah. And then when she kind of like cracks a little bit, you're like, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. No, she's so good. She's like, 1 minute. And she like goes outside the door. The way her eyes are just, she did such a good job. And then a fun fact, or actually we can save the fun fact for the podcast. We can talk about more of the writing and stuff like that.
I have a question coming into this.
You want to save it for the podcast or for the video?
I guess I could save it for the podcast.
All right, guys, that was a fun little visual like
recap.
School of Rock. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you guys like Jack Black, and also Mike White, who also wrote Nacho Libre, and he wrote Orange County
and School of Rock.
I mean, you'll probably really enjoy this movie. It's a classic. Mm-hmm. It's rated PG-13 because of one reference to drugs. It would have been PG, but it's so much fun. If you love rock and roll, we're going to talk about the bands that they mentioned in the podcast and other stuff like that. We're going to go deep into music lore and fun stuff. So subscribe, follow us on the or go to Spotify and Apple. That's where our podcasts float around in the cloud. So go follow us there. We'll see you on the next AsArt.